My Govana Melanin. So in this video I'm going to discuss the different ways that you can tell if your heart chakra is open. I'm getting ready to do the heart chakra wisdom video, and I came across different signs and indications because I feel that the heart chakra is actually something very important. And a lot of people may think that their heart is open, but in actuality it's really not. So there's a lot of different ways that you can tell if you are closing yourself off for some reason, and how to be aware of that and recognize that so that you can open up your heart chakra center so that the Kundalini energy can rise from the root chakra all the way up. So let's begin. Number one, you are starting to open your perspective to seeing other points of view. At least putting yourself in someone else's shoes. This is where empathy starts to develop in you, and you are able to actually see what another person is seeing and experiencing. So if that is starting to happen to you, where you're literally finding yourself able to put yourself in someone else's life and view their story and their life from their eyes, that is when you can tell that your heart chakra is opening up, because you are moving, you're transitioning from the ego stages of the physical dimensions of the first, second, and third chakra, and you are starting to enter into the fourth, which is the bridge to the spiritual, immaterial consciousness part of you. And that's what the heart center is. It's all about that empathy and the compassion. And this is what is going to start to be known to you. You're going to see that your views and your perspectives are changing. They're opening up a little bit. Number two, second sign, you start to really question what more you can do for others. So what starts to happen is you get out of your own ego and your own identity, and you really start to contemplate more about what you can do for people that are around you or people that you have never even met. So you may find yourself starting to figure out ways and projects and things like that that can actually help others. You're no longer just satisfied with just making sure that you have your needs, and it's not about your goals and your desires only in your life. You actually are trying to help others reach their goals or their desires and help bring peace to them as well. So that's how you can tell if your heart chakra is really starting to open, because you are moving from your ego identity into a more broader perspective of the world. Sign number three, you're starting to feel a heart connection with animals and with nature. You're really trying hard to recycle. You feel very connected to the earth. At that point, when your heart is open, that is when you start to actually feel that heart-to-heart connection with animals. And you may notice them in a different way, and you are just so overtaken by how absolutely beautiful they are, and it almost moves you to tears sometimes when you catch glimpses of certain animals that are special to you. And you also may feel that with Earth, and you may start to feel very sensitive, and just a heartwarming sensation when you are in nature, and you may feel this connection, like you really truly will become a literal tree hugger. You may just hug a tree if your heart chakra starts to open. Number four, you move past your emotional body and you're merging with others' emotional bodies, which creates empathy. So that's really what is happening to those that are at higher consciousness. What happens is you are getting out of your ego, because remember, your emotional body is your solar plex area. And once you are transcending from the solar plex area of your own emotional ego, then you are entering into the heart chakra, the fourth. And then this is going to help to allow you to feel the emotions of others. You literally are merging consciousness and emotions with others, because your ego identity is starting to dissolve a little bit and is becoming less material, so that you can feel and sense the emotions of others that are around you. So this is where empathy really starts to be cultivated, and really is there. It's not something that's there from birth. It may be in certain individuals, but most people have to work at it and have to go through the different dimensions of consciousness in order to unlock that area and really unlock that heart chakra and to balance and to allow that Kundalini energy to start flowing. So sign number 5, you may be starting to feel something is not ethical or fair to others in the world. You are striving for ways to do something. So because your empathy is being opened and more available to you, and you are starting to read the emotions of others, and you're starting to absorb the emotions of others because you are out of your solar plex, and you are now starting to have your heart open up and have a heart-to-heart connection with all beings around you, you may start to find yourself finding ways that you can help others, and you really feel, I think this is where the activist part of you starts to come in. You really start to feel like, okay, you really truly want to help others and you really want to be a voice for them. So this is where you are going to start to feel that things are not necessarily fair to some, and you will try to find ways of how to help them, either by helping them kind of transcend that situation, and give them counseling or advice, and you're going to help somebody that is in need of service, or you will start projects and nonprofit organizations and things like that that actually will build awareness in order to really help others and on a larger scale. So that is what happens when your heart chakra starts to open. You really do start to extend out to others outside of your intimate circle of friends and family, and you're looking towards others around the world. Sign 6. You are starting to see that those who do evil acts are really just hurt and corrupted in some way by their own past experiences. So this is one of the hardest things. But when your heart chakra truly opens, you are entering into that realm of compassion and empathy. So because you are entering into that realm of compassion and empathy, you will start to change your perspectives. You will not just see someone as doing something evil and then you want to punish them. There will be a new perspective in you that will allow you to transcend your own material body and put yourself in their shoes on a conscious level, listen to their story or whatever happened to them, and you will be able to view their life from their eyes. So you will have compassion and empathy for those that are considered evil in the world or done harmful acts. Now, of course, you may find that when you put yourself in other people's shoes, that there is no light there. That soul perhaps has just chosen a very dark path. And so you will know and be able to discern between those who truly need compassion and empathy rather than punishment, because you'll be able to discern between who is being corrupted by something that happened to them and they're hurt and they're damaged in some kind of way, and they can be fixed and there can be some kind of rehabilitation and they can be brought to the surface and transformed to the light. Or you will find out that there are some souls that really just choose the darker path and there's nothing that you can do for them. But you will become wiser in that ability of putting yourself in another person's shoes and to be able to decide between those situations. Okay, sign 6. Actually, sign 7 now. You are feeling moved by beautiful images, scenes, words, poetry, art, experiences. This is where you start to get happy tears. If I could just tell you, a couple years ago, I had a heart chakra opening, and I was on a train going home, and I was listening to music, and I just felt, and I've been working on basically just letting go of things and really transcending my material emotional body. And I started to feel this amazing feeling of love for humanity, for the creator, for everything in the universe. And I felt love back. And I just started to break down and cry on that train. And it was happy tears. It was beautiful, warm, comforting tears, not not sad or depressed tears, but happy tears. When your heart chakra opens, this is what is going to happen. You're going to feel this immense joy and happiness and feeling of love. And it is a very warm sensation, and you are just moved to tears by how beautiful it feels to you. And so that's how you can know if your heart chakra has truly been unblocked and have opened. Okay, sign 8. You are starting to feel you are loved by a divine power that formed the whole universe. So it may happen in many different ways, but after your heart chakra opens, you're going to feel this immense love coming back to you. So not only are you going to have mercy and compassion for others, and you're going to start loving people and having this empathy, but you're going to see that reflected back to you, either through other people that meet you and they just love you, through just an amazing moment in your life that makes you feel really loved. There's just so many different ways that you will experience this, but you will feel very loved by the divine. And it's very hard to express exactly how it feels until you actually do have a heart chakra opening. Sign 9. This is when you are starting to learn how to let go of the past, and at least be aware of past mistakes or harmful things that you may have done to others and they may have done to you. So this is where you start to recognize ways in your life that you have been closed off to others, and you have maybe not let love come into your life, and you have not given love to people, not in an unconditional kind of way. So when your heart chakra opens, you will have this sudden kind of realization about everything that you have gone through, have done to others, and you may start to try to make amends in some kind of way, calling up old friends, calling up relatives that you don't talk to, and you will try to somehow tie knots together of loose ends that were created in relationships. So at this point, you are learning how to let go of relationships and situations that cannot be mended. Possibly people pass away, or possibly they don't want to talk to you anymore. Whatever it is, you just let go. You just lose touch of these people, and you can wish them well in your mind and in your heart, but you don't necessarily have any more contact with them. But you yourself are learning how to let go and forgive yourself. And that is when you know that you have that heart chakra opening, is when you start to really forgive yourself for some of the past mistakes, and also what others have done to you as well. Sign 10. You are feeling a warmth radiating from your chest. And you are attracted to the color of green. Now, this may not be for everyone, but for me, I never liked green. I mean, I wasn't really drawn to it. But I remember once I started having my heart chakra opened, I started to realize that I love green, and green is the color of trees and grass, and I started feeling really connected to nature, and it was just basically what I started feeling inside, that I really loved the color green, and it just felt very warm to me, and I just was very attracted to it. I also felt a radiating heat from that center in my heart. At certain times, you just feel this warm sensation within you. So that's an easy way of telling, yes, is your heart chakra, are your energy wheels, are they spinning? And if they are spinning, you're going to feel this heat energy, because that's creating motion. So there's going to be some kind of heat energy coming from your heart, and you'll just feel it inside. It's not going to be felt on a physical level. It's more just in the subtle body. But in your consciousness, you just feel this warm, tingling type of feeling inside. And then we have, I have another one I added too. The last one I have is, you're starting to be open to new relationships again, or if ever. So if you were once closed off to love, you are willing to love others, and you are willing to take that chance. You are starting to become open enough in your heart where you're ready to love others, let people come into your life and love them unconditionally, even if there is no payback. So even if you have, no indication that this person is going to love you back or anything like that, you are truly at the point where you're just loving them regardless, whatever you get back. Most people really, when they're in the lower chakra levels and they're in a loving relationship, they're still part of their ego. So a lot of times they will love others, but it comes at a cost or a price, and a lot of relationships don't last because they're conditioned. They're based on conditions. So at this point, when you are entering into this dimension, a level of your consciousness, and you are entering into that heart chakra, you are going to be open for relationships that you might not necessarily be open to before, because of fear kind of trapped you to not be open to them. And now you are going to be open, and you are excited for new opportunities to, to love and to receive love back. But it is an unconditional type of love. You know that there might not be any payback. There may not be this person loving you back, but you don't care. You're ready to just love them regardless. And that's what happens when your heart chakra truly opens. You really do start to love people unconditionally. And that is what then opens up the next stage, which is divine truth. So, Han and Lei for listening, and I will see you on the next video.